Hi Sagittarius, very dark here. I have the window in the back, so the camera is trying to dim me down or dim the window down. Welcome to your love reading. Thank you so much for being here. Did I say that this is a new era and that my name is Emma? Today's date is number 3rd of November. We're already in crazy November. And I'm just going to jump right to it. I'm using the Mystical Wisdom deck here to just get an overall card for the story. And then I'm going to use my usual decks to get a deeper foundation for what's going on for your love story. So what can we bring out for Sagittarius, please? Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. So for some, that might actually be interesting, those words. I think it's more like what we face and what we leave behind right now in these most changing times that we're going through right now. I mean, the day when I'm recording this, it's election day in the Americas. I know there's a lot of push and pull energy everywhere. And what I pick up from this card, though, is like there's a lot of forward movement. You see that it doesn't stand still. It's very forward moving. And I pick up a dragon there, which speaks about courage. We have a unicorn, which is a soulmate connection. We have the peacock butterfly there. So there's probably a lot of transformation going on in terms of your love life overall. But just, yeah, with rainbow energy, a lot of things going on here. So let's see what we can find out as a basis for your reading, for your love story. I'm using the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland to get your basic energy. Basic energy for Sagittarius love story, please. Want something very specific, so please fast forward if you don't like to see the shuffle. Although I believe that there's just as much said energy-wise in the quiet moments as it is in the talkative moments. Sagittarius. Challenging times, number 5. So interesting energy here. Let's see what else is coming out. It could be past energy as well. There has been challenging times. So we have a number 5 here, which is all about overcoming obstacles, overcoming hurdles. This has made you put a shield up. This has made you put a guard up. And even so, when I'm looking at this shield, it's like a shield that is asleep, a shield that sort of doesn't want to see. It's like it's just taking that shield up and not wanting to talk about it. Like, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to dive deeper into it. There's no excuses for this. I don't want to go through therapy about it. Like, I just want to sort of crawl up on my couch or in bed or whatever you want to crawl up, and move on. Simultaneously, like, do you see that enormous, it looks like you have like an enormous aura around your head, like it's equally so hard to point where it's being mirrored. So let's do this. Do you see where I'm pointing? So like that, all around your head there, is like equally the amount that you're sort of shying away, have shied away. Can you say that? You're opening up. So there's something about this, whatever situation has happened in terms of your love life, Sagittarius, has forced you into the more inner world, the more inner place of yourself to then from there really open up. 5 is about overcoming obstacles, but it's all about change, and it's also about shifting your life path. So there could be a lot of things going on for you. We have the blue border, which speaks about authenticity, realness, honesty, truth. A lot of those really authentic very Libra energy here. So you could have a Libra placement because you feel, do you know what? It's actually not blue. I know it's not blue. I know that this card is not blue, but in the camera makes it look like blue. When I do this, it's actually spiritual. It's a purple border, it's a spiritual border. It's so freaking interesting. So from one aspect, you have a shield up. From another one, you're opening up like never before. From one aspect, it looks blue, and from another, it's spiritual. It's purple. So from one aspect, this makes you like go into your throat chakra. This is really helping you opening up, being authentic, being real with yourself, which in turn really helps you on your spiritual path. That's really cool. Then we do have, at least on a table, a blue a blue border. It's border lining gray. It's Seek the Truth. And it almost looks black here in the camera. So it's again, it's sort of like, yes, we're dealing with the truth. We're dealing with authenticity, about the real version of yourself. And we're also dealing with like the connection with the universe, the spiritual side of you. So I love the double meaning coming out here. This is sort of so Seek the Truth. So that is very much throat chakra. That is very much the blue frequency. But I see like two heads coming together here. So there's like a mental game that has been going on. Let's see if this is due to your past. Like two people from the past, you and another person from the past, because those are two faces faced away from each other, but sort of being very connected in with each other. And I see that to the point of like the pineal gland, if you ever heard of that before. The little psychic, it's like the little doorway to all this psychic yumminess. Tallkottkörteln, it's very not romantically called in Swedish. Pineal gland sounds very much more, I don't know, let's not judge. There is something about a completion here. There's two ways of looking at it, so we're going to go deeper and find out which, like where it is, because I don't fully get that information just yet. Either this is like you coming from a place where you sort of didn't really see the other person and they sort of didn't see you either. However, it was like you didn't really have to, because you're so connected in at the pineal gland, you're so connected in at your psychic center, so you probably have a very intuitive connection, a very psychic connection, almost like, you know, to the point where you feel like you're Siamese twins, or you feel like you don't have to speak because the other one just gets you anyway. There's something about opening up that doorway, opening up that portal to find that. So either you found that with your last person, or that's what you're looking for now due to being shielded up in the past. So let's go deeper and find out what's going on here for you, Sagittarius. So can we have some clarification about this 5 and about this 7, please? King of Winter, get advice from someone professional and objective. Public speaking, unemotional relationships. So this is interesting. So this is what comes out as a deepening of the challenging times. So it wasn't a lot of emotional connection here. Perhaps even a narcissistic relationship, like where one is like, they're just up in their head and they really cannot, for the life of them, they actually cannot connect with you and empathize with you and sympathize with you, because those emotions are closed off, which has made you close off. If you feel like, no, that's not me being closed off, this is actually describing your person, then swap the characters around. King of Winter, it has made you go into the like emotional part of you. This card, it's so beautiful and it's so wise. It has made you, like I said, it's like the most gorgeous aura around you. Like whatever this has forced you to do, it has forced you to go inwards. It really has forced you to go inwards and look at yourself. Truly, truly look at yourself. And then accessing those higher planes and accessing like tremendous growth. So whether this is a relationship that you just got out of, or this is a relationship that, you know, lingers still from the past. Some of those really tough relationships that you sort of didn't, they're still soulmates. They're still, you know, it could be the person that you loved the most. It could also be the person that you hated the most, because they're getting to you. They're making you go somewhere. They're making you ask for new things. They're making you ask for stuff that you want to release and move away from, which in turn makes you grow exponentially. And so this really has made you grown into this very wise king of winter. It's not gender specific. And also you see this white owl just next to it, the owl with the supervision, 360-degree ableness, can you say that? To like look from every angle, to look from every perspective. So what your person lacked is like you made up for it 1,000 times, because it's like you have the ability to not only see that and understand that you are a very empathetic person, you are a very feeling type of person, very vulnerable in that sense type of person, in the most strong way, I want to say. But to then fully understand that another person can't give to you what you want them to give. They can't feel what you want them to feel. And so you can even understand what you're not receiving, but you can even to the point where you can put yourself in their shoes, and maybe through that find some sort of forgiveness or some sort of understanding to why certain things has happened. This has made you grow into this super, super wise person. And when it comes to love life, you've just upgraded or leveled up the relationship to almost ridiculous, not ridiculous, like in the most fantastical degree, level. It says knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. So you're the one who's knowledgeable, you're the one who's experienced, you're the one who's fair-minded. There's a little bit of Libra there again. And it's unemotional. So to some degree, Sagittarius, it's like this has almost, because I want to say almost, you don't all of a sudden stop being an empath. You just can't. If you're an empath, born empath, if you feel what everybody else is feeling, if you always struggle with, like if somebody's feeling really down and out, it sort of messes with your day, because you just want everybody to feel good around you. And this relationship, this past relationship, it might have even put you in an unemotional place. This is what I mean. Like, there's a guard. Like, you want to put the guard up. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to feel anything about it. You just want to move on. But you haven't moved on in the sense where you don't sort of approach it. I don't feel that. Sagittarius, you are very, if we're gonna generalize you, and I'm the first person to say, you're probably gonna find something in each and every one of these readings. If you resonate with my vibration, you probably resonate with each and every reading here in some way. So I'm the first person to not lock you into that you are Sagittarian and that's it. But if we're going to generalize the typical, like what we see and what we say that Sagittarius is all about, is like you're very structured and very categorizing and very planning and very strategic, and it's like you always want to have that plan, and when that plan doesn't work, it's like, let's move on to another plan. Let's not dwell too much on it and talk too much about it. Let's just get another plan. But this time around, I feel like you needed to go deeper. You've been needing to open up those emotions, or you might even open up those emotions as we speak, to prepare yourself for next level relationships. Because it's one thing to think about the next level relationships and have put them into motion and put them into place energetically, and it's a whole other ball game to then actually go live it, to actually then like resonate with it and feel it if that makes sense. Feel the emotions around it. That's a lot of cards. Do we want them all? We want them all, okay. So we have 3 of winter. There's another winter card. And we have the wheel of fortune, 6 of spring. I'm going to dive deeper and explain each and every one of these cards, what I'm getting from them. 10 of winter, and then ace of summer. So it's a bit up and down. It's a bit everywhere. So very interesting energy here. They're coming out as like a continuation from challenging times. The King of Winter, what you gain knowledge about. But this is like the clarification and going deeper for the number 7 and seeking that truth, seeking that clarity, understanding those great minds. That person that you just feel so connected with, at least mentally and perhaps spiritually. So 3 of winter. This is interesting because this 3 of winter has sort of come out a lot lately for everybody, and so when it does, I feel like it's for the collective. It's not just for one sign, it's for the collective. And this is all about gathering strength. It's all about finding your new footing. It's interesting, I've never used that expression before. I usually say just laying a new foundation is my way of saying it. You're laying a new foundation. This is about finding a new footing, getting a new footing. So maybe like get more stable underneath your feet. I'm just even getting like that somebody's getting more comfortable shoes. So literally, somebody could actually have just tried on some shoes. And if you tried on shoes last year, that's not what I mean. I mean, if you just went out like just a couple of days ago and you bought yourself new shoes, comfortable shoes, like this will keep me grounded. This will keep me walking, like I can walk for ages in these shoes. Then there's a very specific message here for you. We have the bear there, little mama bear situation. Like it's a bit of a protective energy, but also this is saying that you're working closely with your spirit animals at this moment in time. And it doesn't have to be a bear that shows up. It can be like the tiniest thing, like butterflies or squirrels or birds or whatever it is that you're working with. It can also be like a non-physical, like unicorns and Pegasus and so forth. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. So there has been something that you come out of, but you literally have come out of it. I don't feel like you're stuck there anymore. There's something about waving those crystal wands around. And Santa Claus, did not see this as Santa Claus. I saw this as you being very, very wise. And then we move into this card and it's almost like, okay, now this is you, but you still carry that wisdom with you. You take that wisdom with you, you pass it on for future reference, and you use it as like the new foundation for you. Having that wisdom there and having that mama bear / papa bear, very protective energy, very strong intuitive energy with you on your path is really beautiful. 3, numerology wise, is all about creativity, passion, joy, fun, happiness. So this is just sort of showing that you are on a good path towards your love. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is all about like this is the end of troubled times. It's you moving on into way, way, way brighter future. On the bottom it says, let's see if I can read it. Delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. That's very specific. So there is like a lot of specific messages here as well, like with the literal new shoes or like getting new things that you need for yourself. Like if you need a car to go from A to B, that's what's going to happen now. Like those where probably a lot of people just take for granted, or those very mundane things. And trust me, I've been there to know what it's like to just need the next thing that everybody else takes so for granted, that you just all over again learn to appreciate. Like running water. It's not like I've been out of running water, but you know what I mean. Like the most the most basic stuff, the most basic needs that everybody's taking for granted, that becomes super, super important when you realize how much you need it when you don't have it. So this is all about a completion. You're moving out of this old stale energy, and it's a bit of hiding still there behind that wheel. It's like you're sitting, like it's not a full-on shield anymore. It's not a full-on closing your eyes, shutting your eyes, full-on shield anymore. This is gaining a lot of clarity and wisdom, moving out of that situation. And the wheel is see-through, but you're still sitting behind it. And I see the magnolias there. It's interesting. You're probably now, I've repeated this story so many times. If you're listening to your moon signs or rising signs, or if this is one of your moon or rising signs, you're going to be sick and tired of this story. But I just love the story about the magnolias. The magnolias kept coming out in the readings. I just kept seeing them everywhere. And then I just decided I might do a little checkup, like I might read about them. And it turns out they coexisted with the dinosaurs. They've been living for over, like they existed 20 million years ago. That's when they started to be. And some would argue because you need bees in order for them to survive, but they survived on little black beetles, and they survived literally anything and everything. And they're really magical in the sense that it's like they didn't care that stuff wasn't around for them to survive. They just survived anyway. So it's a lot of magic in this flower. It's sort of showing that anything is possible. Anything is possible. And you're leaning on anything is possible. You're leaning on that faith back there. You're still behind the wheel. So there's something about, okay, so let's sort of inspire you to come in front of the wheel so that you can start to enjoy this ride. But you're just coming out of it. The wheel of fortune, like the wheel of turning of events, like it's starting to pick up progress, starting to see some forward movements here. Delays are over. And then 6 of spring, wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success, and public recognition. And here we have the first indicator of a new relationship, because it is a unicorn. Although it can be you that is a unicorn, you're becoming this unicorn material. And if you listened to me before, you know that unicorns and peacocks are my indicator for a soulmate connection, or the soulmate connection is, in essence, like it's around you, it's about to take place. Because we have such a strong journey about you, what has happened with you in your journey, in your love story, this could also indicate that it's you that has really strongly turned into soulmate material. So just don't shoot the messenger. Before whatever happened here, where you decided to sort of shut off or close yourself off, or hide behind that shield, or guard yourself a bit, before that, I'm gonna it's just what's coming through here, and I'm no better. Like this is probably as much information for me as it is for you, Sagittarius, even though I'm not a Sagittarius. I'm just trying to ease it, and you're like, come on already, just tell us. It's all about you probably not being the best soulmate yourself in the past, people in the past. And this whole journey has made you become such a better, some of you guys might have wondered, like, if you've been in one of those tougher relationships, or you just been single forever and ever and ever, it feels like, where is this freaking person? How come I haven't met them yet? Because you've been on such a personal, individual, inwards journey to find that soulmate energy within yourself first. You're sort of what is that word? Relieving yourself. It's not the right word. You're sort of getting yourself off the hook of, like, if you were to just meet other people, other relationships, it would have just ended in disaster, or it would have just not made you feel any good, because it would just have been growth through relationships, because you would have attracted those people where you were at the moment. And for some of you guys, I feel for a lot of you Sagittarius, you've chosen rather to be single. Maybe by choice you wouldn't have said upfront that you've chosen to be single. Maybe some of you guys even feel like, no, I've been wanting a relationship. I still been wanting this man or woman to come into my life, and they just haven't come. And I just feel like you more wanted to feel good than wanting a relationship, and that's why they haven't come. Now though, 6 of spring, you're beginning. Not beginning. This is you being ready. This is you carrying that flag. Like, I don't know what's on it, but it's in gold, and it's like getting ready for it. It's a unicorn. So you are the connection that you're seeking. That was profound. You are the connection that you're seeking, which is really beautiful. Wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that brings rewards, success, and public recognition. So this is you bringing in what you want. We have a lot of, like, I think I see fireflies here. I think those are fireflies. So it sort of looks like a lot of stars, a lot of wish fulfillments, but like magical fireflies around you that just really glows in the dark. 6 is about the connection in with yourself. It's 6 is all about the love. It's all about the connection with your inner being, with your higher self. So it's really beautiful how now you're starting to connect with your inner being, with yourself. And then we have 10 of Winters. It's another 10 here. It's another wheel. It's another completion. The resolution of difficulties. A weight lifted off of your shoulders. The end of an addiction or codependency. And that codependency is what I picked up on earlier. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you ended this specific relationship yesterday. This could have been a relationship energy that just have continued on and lingered on and stayed with you, even though physically it's gone. Physically they're out of your life, and maybe have been for years, but that energy still sticks there, or it lays dormant. I think it's the word dormant. Like it lays untouched, or it lays, like nothing much happens to it until you meet that person, or until you're interacting with something that makes you feel really emotional. Then that connection rises up again, and you're letting that go, and that's going to be such a weight off of you. It's gonna shift and change everything. You probably will sort of burst through like a tornado, because having that cross is almost like that Jesus cross, having that burden of carrying that cross. And actually, I'm even getting another story here. So someone can have another one just next to you, like a child or a sister or a brother, or like somebody in the vicinity of you that you've lived. Okay, interesting. So this codependency, this might just be for just a few of you. This codependency could even be that. So for instance, you might have had a daughter or a son that has had a tricky relationship, that has had like the typical narcissist empath. It's the fact that that is even a thing makes me want to puke. But like, yeah, you might have watched somebody else close by in your immediate vicinity that has lived through this trauma, this dramatic conflict with another person, and it's almost to the point where you feel like you've lived it yourself. So you've taken on the energy of your daughter or of your son or of your sister or somebody that has been like really close to you. Watching them go through what they have done has created this codependency for you, and because you've taken on their energy, it has hindered your progress in your process as well. You've not been able to let in what you want to let in. You think you're just talking about your daughter, or you just think you're talking about your brother, having a difficult relationship, not knowing actually how deep invested you are in that energy. And the universe that can't tell the difference whether you're talking about somebody else's energy or you're talking about your energy. And it's so interesting also when we talk about stuff that happened I'm just talking about stuff that happened in the past. The universe doesn't care whether you're talking about somebody else's energy, your energy, the past, the now, the future. Whatever you're talking about right now, whether it's your energy or somebody else's, is what the universe is going to respond to. So start to pay attention to what you're talking about and what you're feeling, what you're taking on from other people. That is profound, Sagittarius. That might shift. That might be the reason why this, like the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off of your shoulders, because it's not even yours to carry, if we're crying out loud. It's not even yours to carry. Man. Ace of Summer. Breathe out, people. Open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. Don't yell at me if you don't want a rebirth of a current one. If you don't want that, a new one is going to come in. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Wow. And there's a wishing well in the back there. We have a Leo. There's a lion, so there might be a Leo placement somewhere for you. We have a dove, which speaks about peace. We have those beautiful flowers. I can't remember what those are called. Näckrosor in Swedish. Talking about a beautiful new future with the number 1 there, new beginnings, ace, the highest possible energy in the situation. So it's turning around for you. You're really opening up now and preparing yourself, being ready for this next level of love. So I'm going to go deeper and find out more about this relationship. Very interesting, very beautiful. So if you feel like you resonate with this message, you might resonate with the extended as well. The extended is down below. You click the little link. It's the first link, arrow, the first link that comes up in blue text. You click it and it will take you there. Thank you so much for watching. I see you soon.